Well, everybody, this is Monsters of Folklore, and today we're going to be discussing the Loch Ness Monster. Is it real, or is it just a myth? The Loch Ness Monster is a mythical animal that allegedly lives in Loch Ness, a large freshwater lake near Inverness, Scotland. Although accounts of an aquatic beast living in the lake date back to about over 1,000 some years ago, all efforts to find any credible evidence of the animal have failed. That hasn't dampened the public's enthusiasm, however, for the news about Nessie. Loch Ness, located in the Scottish Highlands, has the largest volume of fresh water in Great Britain. The body of water reaches a depth of nearly 800 feet and a length of about 23 miles. Scholars of the Loch Ness Monster find a dozen references to Nessie in Scottish history, dating back to around 500 AD, when local Picts carved a strange aquatic creature into standing stones near Loch Ness. Now, the earliest writing reference to a monster in Loch Ness is a 7th century biography of Saint Columba, the Irish missionary who introduced Christianity to Scotland in 565 AD. According to the biographer, Saint Columba was on his way to visit the king of the northern Pict near Inverness when he stopped at Loch Ness to confront a beast that had been killing people in the lake. Seeing a large beast about to attack another man, Saint Columba intervened, invoking the name of God and commanding the creature to go back with all speed. The monster retreated and never harmed another man. Now, in 1933, a new road was completed along Loch Ness shores, affording drivers a clear view of the loch. On May 2nd of 1933, the Inverness Carrier reported that a local couple claimed to have seen an enormous animal rolling and plunging on the surface. The story of the Loch Ness Monster became a media phenomenon, with London newspapers sending correspondents to Scotland and a circus offering a £20,000 pound reward for capturing of the beast. After the 1933 sighting, interest steadily grew, especially after another couple claimed to have seen the beast on land. Crossing the shore road, several British newspapers sent reporters to Scotland, including London's Daily Mail, which hired big game hunter Marmaduke Wetherill to capture the beast. After a few days searching the loch, Wetherill reported finding footprints of a large four-legged animal. In response, the Daily Mail carried the dramatic headline, "Monster of the Loch Ness is not legend but a fact." Now, scores of tourists descended on Loch Ness and sat in boats or deck chairs, waiting for an appearance by the beast. Plaster casts of the footprints were sent to the British National History Museum, which reported that the tracks were part of that of a hippopotamus, specifically one hippopotamus foot, probably stuffed. The hoax temporarily deflated the Loch Ness Monster mania, but stories of sightings continued. Now, a famous 1934 photograph seemed to show a dinosaur-like creature with a long neck emerging out of the murky waters, leading some to speculate that Nessie was a solitary survivor of the long-extinct Plesiosaurus. The aquatic Plesiosaurus were thought to have died off when the rest of the dinosaurs 65 million years ago. Loch Ness was frozen solid during recent ice ages, however, so this creature would have had to have made its way up to the River Ness from the sea in the past 10,000 years. And the Plesiosaurus, believed to be cold-blooded, will not long survive in the frigid waters of the Loch Ness. Now, more likely, others suggested it was an archaeocete, a primitive whale with a serpent-like neck that is thought to have been extinct for 18 million years. Skeptics argue that what people were seeing in Loch Ness were oscillations in the water's surface caused by the inflow of cold river water into the slightly warmer loch. Now, amateur investigators kept an almost constant vigil, and in the 1960s, several British universities launched expeditions to Loch Ness, using sonar to search the deep. Nothing conclusive was found, but in each expedition, the sonar operators detected large moving underwater objects that they could not explain. Now, in 1975, Boston's Academy of Applied Science combined sonar and underwater photography in an expedition to Loch Ness. A photo resulted that, after enhancement, appeared to show the giant flipper of a Plesiosaurus-like creature. Further sonar expeditions in the 1980s and 90s resulted in more tantalizing, if inclusive, readings. Now, revelations in 1994 that the famous 1934 photo was a hoax hardly dampened the enthusiasm of tourists and professionals and amateur investigators to a legend of the Loch Ness Monster. Now, do I believe that the Loch Ness Monster is real? I would say that there is something in the water. Probably, it could be a Plesiosaurus or maybe just something else. But, you know, it probably is real. I mean, I highly doubt all the dinosaurs truly died off, if you really think about it. Because, like, the alligators, crocodiles, and all these other animals like that, they say kind of do, you know, date back to the dinosaur era. So, I do think the Loch Ness Monster is real. I just don't think it's, you know, some crazy creature like many people make it out to be. But that's just my take on the Loch Ness Monster. I guess, is it real or is it a myth? Personally, it's real. I mean, I'd say it is something. But this is Monsters of Folklore. What's your opinion on the Loch Ness Monster? Do you think it's real, or do you think it's just something made up completely to attract maybe tourists? You know, it's hard to tell. If you enjoyed the video, like it, subscribe, comment, tell me your opinion as always, and I'll see you later.